How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Made it through Christmas?
Yes.
Yes. I think we're getting close to New Year's or after New Year's now, right?
After New Year's.
Yay!
After New
Woohoo!
Yeah.
2025?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. We're on the road.
Crazy.
Yeah, so we're going to finish it up talking about wise men.
Yeah. So the reason I wanted to make it last was because we celebrate Epiphany on January 6th. I mean, like, we don't necessarily, but it is celebrated.
A day of Epiphany, which is?
Which is the wise men coming to see Jesus.
January what?
January 6th.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. So we have that day, and so it is believed that the wise men didn't actually come during Jesus's birth night.
Yeah.
But came and saw them during the next
within
few
2
months.
years.
Yeah,
within 2 years because, and we'll explain that as we go, as
Yes.
we read a few things. But the one thing that I thought about too in the Bible, when they do show up to see Jesus, they say the child sat in her lap or something like that. Not the baby. And they do
not
refer,
the baby, like in...
and the shepherds, they say baby.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's true.
Yeah.
The wording used there makes it seem
different.
like he's a little bit older.
A little bit older, and then we'll explain another reason why.
Yeah.
That we think it's older too.
Yeah. So we're kind of talking about Matthew 2, talking about the visit of the wise men. And kind of gonna talk about read a little bit of it, and then kind of summarize the rest because it's a long passage.
Yeah.
So in Matthew 2. Starting with verse 1, we have, "Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose, and have come to worship him." And obviously, you're in an area that has a king already, and the King Herod there felt a little threatened.
Yeah.
So he's just like, okay, bring them to me. Like, if they're going around asking about it, let them come to me.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about that.
And we talk about the star. These are astrologers. These guys, they also, another word they used was magi.
Yes.
As they come from the east, and they studied the skies, the stars, the changes in the earth. And
they probably studied all these different things, these sciences and philosophies and everything. And they were even informed in verse 5 of a prophecy that was written about Jesus. The wise men told Herod, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so is written by the prophet, and you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel."
Oh, there you go, a shepherd.
Oh, look at there,
Yep.
Yeah, so we have the wise men coming before the king, and the king's like, "Hey, this is so cool. Why don't you go find him for me?" And obviously he has not so good motives, but they go visit.
Yep.
And they brought gifts.
Yes.
Of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Yes.
And I something that just made me think of it, but in It's a Wonderful Life, when she's like, the daughter is like, "How do you smell? How do you spell frankincense?"
Oh.
And then trying to spell it as everything is going on.
Yeah.
But frankincense is this just big long word, and myrrh is this funny word we hear about but we don't really know much about. But gold.
Oh, easy.
Gold is...
Everybody wants gold.
Everybody knows what gold is.
Yeah.
So gold actually represents Jesus' kingship here on earth. Mm-hmm. So that's what the reason for the wise men giving him that gift. For frankincense, it represents Jesus' divinity and his divine nature, his oneness with God. Because in the Old Testament, they would burn incense of frankincense in the temple. And then for myrrh, that was actually foreshadowing Jesus' death and burial. And eventually he has his resurrection, but that was for his death because it was an embalming oil. Myrrh was. So the wise men present these gifts to this child sitting on Mary's lap. And they are probably about to head back to Herod, but then the angel of the Lord, an angel, appears to them and tells them, hey, you shouldn't go back to Herod.
Yeah.
He's kind of deceiving you and just wants to know, where the child is and not to go worship him.
Right.
So they end up going around and a different route home than through Jerusalem.
Yep.
Yeah. So obviously Herod figures that out and he's
not happy.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
He's very angry. And so he ends up decreeing that all babies that are male babies 2 and under, are to be killed.
Yep.
And I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
So then we have another angel.
Yes. Then we have another angel telling Joseph, hey, you take Mary and the baby and you go to Egypt.
Get
of
out.
all places, Egypt.
Get out.
Yes.
Get out. Egypt.
Yeah,
go to Egypt.
Get out of there. And I think it's just really cool that Moses was actually, part of that original decree by Pharaoh of getting rid of the Hebrew babies 2 and under.
2 and under, yeah.
Yeah,
when he was a baby, and then he saved Israel.
Yeah. Moses was a foreshadow of Jesus to come. That he was saved as a baby and had gone to Egypt, and then eventually they returned back to Nazareth, and so the wise men are super important because they aren't Jewish.
No, they're not. They're Gentiles considered. I mean, they're not Jewish.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but it was revealed to them that Jesus was going to be born and that they recognize it as something so important that they needed to go honor him.
It was an invitation.
It was.
And they followed that invitation. They followed that straight to him.
Yeah.
Which is what we kind of do.
Yeah.
He gives us an invitation and we are drawn to him. And yeah.
It kind of represents that the Bible verse of, Jesus came first to the Jews and then to the Gentiles.
Mm-hmm.
We have the shepherds representing the Jews and then the wise men representing the Gentiles. And, God came to redeem both.
That's right.
Or came to redeem all of us.
All of us, yes, right. That's right.
Yeah.
So
that's the
we're gonna leave Jesus in Egypt right now. So if you have the manger, just take him out and trot him along now. Yes. Usually we don't get past Christmas with our mangers, and we include the wise men, which is okay.
Oh yes, of course, of course, because they are very, very much important, and we want to be able to recognize everyone's importance in the story.
Yeah, and we decided, you don't take the wise men out of the manger because they didn't see him until he was older.
Yeah.
It is your manger scene is just a reflection, sort of an overview, just sort of a story that you can tell.
Yeah.
Use it to tell the story of Jesus.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's a great visual.
It is.
Visuals are very helpful when it comes to storytelling.
Do you need visuals?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do, for sure. Yeah.
But listen, we hope that you have learned a little bit, got a couple nuggets along the way, and we will be bringing you something new in the weeks to follow.
Yeah. Well, so I hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. Well, yes, all the way back then. But happy Christmas, and that it has been a wonderful start to your new year.
Yes.
As it's already started and 2025 is here, so
and talking and listening and learning about Jesus is a good way to start the year. So we will catch you next time. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.